How's that? That should be better. That should work. Now it's picking me up. I don't know why that stopped working. I apologize, y'all. Working now? There we go. Okay. I apologize. My OBS be randomly just turning off my mic. It's messing with my settings, even though I'm not doing anything. But it is what it is. All right, we're back. Welcome, everybody. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Texans fell to the Colts, man, 31-3. We got our asses handed to us. No other way to sugarcoat it. Brandon says it. We're trash. All right. This team is a bottom 3, bottom 5 team. It's reality of it. I'm not gonna dwell on the game for too long. I don't like to harp on the negatives. You guys know me. But not a whole lot was going right. Run game's still horrible. No one can block worth a damn. Definitely didn't help to have our starting 2 tackles and our center out. But even the guys, Titus and Sharping, who've been here for a while, not look good either. I don't know. I think the O-line needs an entire overhaul. But that's a rant for another day. Passing game, Mills. He has some good moments. I'm liking how he's getting out the pocket time and time again. I thought on some of his short throws to the sideline, he had a little bit more zip on the ball, which was nice to see. But then you still see the really, really ugly mistakes in both his picks. Really should have been 3 picks. He's shown, that throw over the middle of the field, whether it's a dig or whatever, when there's linebackers and there's traffic, he doesn't seem to recognize them. Twice now. First time was versus Tremaine Edmonds and the Bills. Now it's Darius Leonard and the Colts. So, one thing you want to see from these rookies is learning from those mistakes. Small sample size, but I don't think he's done that so far. What else? The last pick, I'd say it's more so a great play by the cornerback. In terms of the decision to throw to Cooks, I'm fine with it, except the placement wasn't there, and he had Akins wide open over the middle. So there could have been a better throw there, but it was mainly just a great play by the cornerback. Overall, man, if I had to give Mills like a grade or something for this game, 5. What would y'all give Mills? 1 to 10. What would y'all give Mills for today? Full tank mode, difficulty stocks getting lower and lower every week. He's horrible in terms of in-game decision making, man. Horrible, Patrick. What's up, Quinn? We need Evan Neal. We do, Jason. You blocked the hell out of the run for us, man. Blocked the hell out of the run for us. Sad time being a Texans fan. I feel you, Angel, but it's draft season, so it's gonna get better. Sorry, I'm feeling a little not too hot this weekend, so I probably don't have a lot of energy. That's why. Ryan says 79 out of 10. God damn. Jacob Houston Sports Pods at 5, Jason at 4. Yeah, that's what I put around for him as well. That's what I put. 6.5 out of 10. Much of his mistakes are on coaching. Yeah, I don't think the play calling really helped him out much. There's no run game. So, I mean, part of that is coaching. Part of that's also just no blocking and horrible play by the running backs. They went away from the screens. I think the screens were horrible in the first quarter and even a little bit into the second quarter, but they went away from it. So, I didn't hate the play calling in the second half. Just no execution all the way around. Offensive line couldn't block. Really frustrating. Jerome with the $7 said Nico and Cooks balling. They're the future at wide receiver for us. Let's talk about Nico Collins, man, because he had his best game as a pro. 4 catches, 44 yards. And it's hard to get a lot of a higher stat line when Brandon Cooks is consistently getting 10 targets and he's consistently the focal point. So as a complimentary wide receiver, 4 catches, 44 yards, that's great. I'll take that. I'll take that and grow from it, Nico. Cooks is in the future for us. Yeah, I think he means more so Nico. I think Cooks has another year. And his contract voids after that. So we're going to have to find someone else for him. But I definitely agree Nico is the future. What else about the offense should we talk about? Davis Mills, man. It should be Tyrod Taylor's time once he comes back from his injury. I don't know. I haven't heard or seen anything about an update on that if it's going better than expected, on schedule, or later. But from Cully's comments, Tyrod's going to be the guy if he's healthy. So this could be the last we've seen of Davis Mills. And with this being potentially his last game as a Texan, I guess you'd wish that he ended on a higher note if you think that this is a guy that you want to build with for the next year. And you want to not go take Malik Willis and not take Matt Corral or whoever your favorite quarterback is this year and let Mills develop. And that's your train of thought. I hear you. I don't know if he's shown enough on my part. Let Mills sit, man. Yeah, I'm torn on it because I was never too high on Mills in the beginning. And it's not a how ready will he be, how's he going to look as a rookie thing for me. I don't really care about that. For me, it's always been his ceiling. And I don't think anything he's really shown so far has made me change my thoughts on that. So, I would rather watch Tyrod Taylor at quarterback. It's definitely a more fun and entertaining product. No question about it. No question about it. Do you think we're going to have a fire sale at the trade deadline? I think we going to try, Jason. I think we absolutely going to try. But who are the veterans that we could trade? I think Merciless has raised his trade value. I'm not expecting him to lead the team in sacks. I think Grenard tied him, though, this game. But was not expecting that. So maybe you can get something for Merciless, get out of that contract. Maybe you can get a 7th rounder. Who else? The running backs. We talked about bringing in 4 running backs. Oh, maybe it's because they're going to trade one. I don't think we're going to get pennies for any of those running backs. Maybe you can get something for Zach Cunningham. Pat Storm came on the pod, came on the stream, said that they were shopping him. So he's probably the number 1 name to look for. But at this point, his trade value is an all-time low. So I wouldn't expect more than a 4th out of Zach. To be fair, we're playing without a quarterback. I don't know what that means. Just saying, even though the offense was BS the whole game, you shouldn't let the team score 31 points. Oh, yeah. We're talking about the offense right now. We'll get to the defense. The defense was frustrating. Mills plays better than the rest of the rookies besides Lawrence. This game did not help trade stock for guys that don't need to be on this roster. Yeah, I feel you, Willie. Patrick said it might be an overreaction, but I wish we could fire David Culley at the end of the season. I've seen a lot of that on my timeline. I've seen a lot of questions on if he's going to make it through the year or not. Till next year. And I would shut it down that there's any chance of him being fired this year. Unless he pulls a John Gruden, all right, or unless he pulls a Urban Meyer and does some shady shit, David Culley going to be the head coach next season. It's very, very rare that an NFL organization will fire a head coach after 1 season. It's not a good look to the head coach. It's not a good look to future head coaches, showing you got a short leash. And Culley is not in the best position to succeed. So I don't know what more you could really ask from me. Has he been good in his in-game decision-making? No, not whatsoever. I'm not trying to defend that. But his overall success as a head coach is not set up very well. Tell me how the Texans aren't tanking this season. They're doing it organically by playing shitty veterans. I know Mills isn't getting good protection, but Watson and Tyrod play with the same O-line. That's the thing, is that I think we kind of undervalued the value of a mobile quarterback in Watson. And it doesn't need to be as crazy mobile as Watson, but even Tyrod. Just to extend the play. And I think Mills has done a solid job, better than I had expected from what I've seen out of college in terms of being mobile. But there's only so much you can do when you are, let's say an average athlete. Let's say Mills is a below average to average athlete. That's what I would say. There's only so much you can do. Only so much you can get away with. And you notice where it hurts him the most is when he's under pressure and he can't escape the pocket and he needs to speed himself up and make a quicker decision. That's where he makes some ugly throws. What's up, Jay? How you doing? King needs to step up. They need to stop playing King at outside cornerback. I agree, he has not been good this year. And it's kind of been sad that 3 of the kind of most universally praised moves that the Texans made this season, as in signing Desmond King, as in signing Philip Lindsay, as in trading for Shaq Lawson. Those were 3, of the most like well-praised moves. Most of the people in the fan base, whether you're an optimist or pessimist, most people like those moves and we're happy with them. Definitely I was. I will admit it. But all those 3 players have underperformed. Just really hard to see. Rattler's not the answer. Rattler ain't it. Rattler might not even be it in the Big 12 for Oklahoma, man. He might have to get his ass out of there. I think Ryan was right when Ryan said he's got to come back for a year. Because Rattler right now is just... I've never seen a quarterback tank his stock like that. It's insane. Insane. Now, if Rattler comes out in the draft and is like a 3rd round pick, oh, I'll take that all day. All day. But I'm not taking him in the 1st or even the 2nd. But if he gets a 3rd round grade, oh, I'm pulling the trigger. Bryce Young is the answer. I say we wait a year. I hear you, Krish. Bryce Young is special for a guy his age to be as composed in the pocket and manage the pocket as well as he does, be as patient as he is. Whew. And I don't think he's like the recent Bama quarterbacks like Mac Jones and Tua who, there was a tweet, I think it was from Bucky Brooks. It was either Bucky Brooks or Louis Riddick saying that quarterbacks are either a truck or they're a tractor. And so a truck is a guy who can carry the team, can carry the load, can elevate the talent around him. Your Deshaun Watsons, your Justin Herberts, your Patrick Mahomes, those types. Your Aaron Rodgers. Or a quarterback could be a tractor. And the tractor needs a little help to get pulled along. It needs the perfect surroundings. If you give them the perfect surroundings, they're going to look great. Baker Mayfield is a good example. You don't give them those perfect surroundings, not going to look too hot. Maybe on the Andy Dalton type of line, average quarterback. And so when you think about that truck versus tractor analogy, as a team that's trying to draft their future franchise quarterback, you want to go get that truck, of course. And so that's always been my thoughts with Mills, is he's more of the tractor. He's not the guy to elevate talent. And that goes back to the point that we made in the chat, that Deshaun and Tyrod dealt with the same O-line, dealt with no running game. But the passing game looked a whole lot better. And I know it's not fair to compare veteran quarterbacks with the rookie, but I don't know, man. I don't know. And so getting back to the Bryce Young point, that Chris says Young is the answer. I think he's the truck. I think he's a truck. I think Mac Jones and I think Tua Tagovailoa, they were tractors, getting pulled along by the Alabama offense. And I think Mac Jones is still a solid quarterback, but Bryce Young is different. He elevates that talent there. So I'm very much in favor of, say, Kayvon Thibodeau, Aiden Hutchinson, Kyle Hamilton this year, Evan Neal this year, and then hopefully you can get Bryce Young the year after. Even CJ Stroud looks really good for Ohio State. So we'll see, man. This year's quarterback class ain't too hot. Next year's is meh as well. But I think you got to just take the best player available. Jason says, on the bright side, we one step closer to Kayvon Thibodeau. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I hear the skeptics, like, the biggest skepticism or kind of worries I hear when I bring up Kayvon Thibodeau as, like, the best player in the nation. Everyone's worried that, the Texans already took 2 defensive ends, number 1 overall pick. Look what it got us. You can't hold that against Thibodeau. That's not his fault. It's not his fault Clowney couldn't stay healthy. Same with Mario Williams. That's not Kayvon's fault. And no franchise drafting number 1 overall should think that that pick alone is going to completely change the franchise. You need to build around that pick. You have 7 rounds for a reason. You have money in free agency for a reason. There's more to it than just that number 1 pick. Look at the Jaguars. They thought Trevor Lawrence would be everything for them. And yeah, he'll be their quarterback of the future, but you need to build around him or else he's going to shit the bed. He needs a better offensive line. He needs better weapons. He needs a defense. He needs good play calling, you know? So anyone thinking that Kayvon Thibodeau or whoever we take with our first round pick is going to be the end all be all, that's not the right way to think about it, man. It's not the right way to think about it. What's up, Alpha? How you doing? Appreciate you. Austin, by the way, thank you for joining the team. I don't know if you have joined the Discord or not. I haven't seen you join the Discord, so I'm going to show you how to do that. And this goes out to everyone else who is a new member who hasn't joined the Discord yet. Because by joining, you get to get some exclusive perks, man. So if you go to my channel, there should be this join button on PC. You can get some exclusive Discord action, some video, some bloopers. Once you have joined, you see these tabs. You go over to that community tab. Boom. Got all these posts. Previous exclusive streams, videos, polls I've done. That was a while ago, man. And then this link to the Discord. That's where you got a lot more content coming your way. And just good vibes, good chats. Make some good friends. Just people who love the Texans, man. So appreciate you, Austin. Appreciate everyone who supported me along the way. Willis is like a truck with 2 wheels and a long ass neck. Oh man. I like Willis. Let's talk about Malik Willis because I too think he is a truck. I too think his athleticism helps him make up for mistakes around him, elongate the play. His arm talent is insane. Now, with all that being said, I think he's more raw than people want to admit. I think he can still be quarterback 1, but I don't think he's worth a top 5 pick. Top 10 is the highest, honestly, because of how raw he is. And you see that when he played better competition in Syracuse. Highlights are great. Don't get me wrong. You just watch the highlights of that game or of any of his games, you don't think he's a Heisman hopeful, right? Insane video game-like plays. But you watch every snap, every play, and he makes a lot of bad decisions. And he struggles to read defenses and get past his first read. And he's just raw, and he's going to take time, just like Trey Lance will. And so I think that's a pretty decent comp in terms of his development, is that, let him sit behind a veteran until he's ready, in terms of Willis. This squad is fire. Yes, sir. Those are my guys. Jay, Money, Matt, Willie, Ryan. Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys. Willie Boy P said Matt Corral carried Ole Miss from losing to an unranked team. I like Matt Corral a lot. I think Matt Corral and Willis, I said a few weeks ago, but those are my 1A, 1B in terms of quarterbacks this year. And I think they can both be trucks. I think they can. They both have the athleticism, the arm talents, and the natural, wow playmaking ability, And so I think with Corral, he's a little farther along than Willis is as a passer. And so I really like that about him. Would not be mad at Corral in the top 15. Maybe we trade down, or maybe we get the first round pick and trade up. Never know. Nathan Kano says, poor offensive line, turnovers, and horrendous defense. Let's get back on track to the game. I went on a long tangent there. We talked about the offense. I think the bright spot is Nico Collins. Brandon Cooks doing what Brandon Cooks do. He might be one of the veterans that you might have to trade at the trade deadline just to get something out of that. Apart from that, not a whole lot. I mean, where's Scotty Phillips? He'd been MIA for no reason. For Rex Burkhead and David Johnson probably had his worst game in a Texans uniform. Just straight up quit on a pass protection. Just straight up quit on a running play where it looked like no one knew what was going on. Anyways, let's get to the defense. John Grenard, man. John Grenard. Oh, my boy. It's really awesome to see him ball out. because he was a guy that I loved coming out of Florida. Was super happy with him as our 3rd round pick. That was my favorite pick in that draft class. And then I even got the opportunity to talk to him, to interview him. And he was such a cool dude, such a smart dude too. And so it was really fun to pick his brain, watch some film with him. And I got a really good blooper reel out of that one. The guys in the Discord know that one was. I was so nervous for that interview, dude. I was practicing in front of the camera. It was so bad. So bad. Y'all know. But I'm really happy to see Grenard ball out. 2 sacks on the day, 2 TFLs, 6 tackles. Really coming into his own, taking advantage of a poor tackle duo from the Colts. Eric Fisher is horrible, man. And so Grenard had him on skates all day. All day. Y'all saw the spin move where all Eric Fisher could do is stick out his leg and hope for the best? That spin move has been in Grenard's bag, man. Woo. God damn. So I think he's a really good piece to build forward with. I think ideally, you know, on a contending team, he is your like second best pass rusher. He's your like JPP to your Shaq Barrett. He is your he's your Whitney Merciless to your JJ Watt, you know? I think he's like one of the best Robins you could possibly have as a pass rusher. And so knowing how good Grenard has played, it doesn't stop me from wanting to go get a guy like Kayvon Thibodeau or a guy like Aiden Hutchinson. Because when you pair that duo up, oh my God, it's going to be nasty. Because then teams just can't double team one of them really easily, you know, and let the other one be free. You can only double one. And so if you double one, the other one's going to eat. Dang, that was so poetic. I don't even know what I said, Quinn, but thank you. I don't even know what I just said was so poetic, but I appreciate it. Mills was pretty good minus those 2 throws. He was solid. He had a solid game. I give him a 5. Terrence Mitchell doesn't belong here. Oh, man. Yeah, since we on the note of defense, man, Terrence Mitchell can't cover. He can go switch to boxing, like Ryan said. He did boxing, but he can punch out the football. He can force fumble. He can't cover, though. He's so inconsistent. What else about the defense? And then I'm going to get my boy Ryan in here. I know Ryan wants to call in. Any other Texans thoughts team leaders that want to call in can call in. Money Matt, I see you. Willie Boy P, you trying to call in, my guy? I believe I gave you perks in the Discord, did I? Where is my Discord? No offense, but it be sounding like you don't want to give Mills compliments. We'll see. Let's see what I tweeted about Mills today. Let's see if I gave him any compliments. There's Mills, more ups and downs. Yeah, I called him out for that pick. Was not a good pick. What else did I say about Mills? Hey, that long neck. That long neck makes that QB sneak easy. What else? Called him out for the other pick. I don't know. Am I not supposed to do that? Good game from Mills so far, but that's one he's going to kick himself for. Oh, yeah. In the end zone in the first quarter, second quarter, he had a near pick, and he missed Chris Moore underneath. Mills showing time and time again he can make these decisive movements in the pocket and make up for mistakes in front of him. I think that's a good compliment. That's been my most impressive. That's the thing I've been most impressed out of with him today and this year. Sneaky athletic, making guys miss, extending the play. Does it every once in a while, more than I thought. I don't know, man. I'll call him out the good plays. I'll call it the bad plays. Zach Cunningham really fell off. Yeah. Everyone besides Reed sucks in their secondary. Got them all. Got them all. Lonnie Zephyr is horrible. So who's the real leader of this team? I don't think we got one. Maybe it's Jay Reed. Alright, let me get the boys in the Discord in here. Calling the stream. Alright, there we go. Ryan, my guy, how are you doing?
I'm trying to be like a goldfish, 5-second memory.
That's a good idea. That is a good idea. Because this game sucked.
I mean, I stole that from Ted Lasso, to be quite honest.
I love Ted Lasso. Isn't it the finale? Oh no, I was thinking about a different show. Never mind.
Man, this game, though. Put all the blame on Mills running the O-line. Anytime he wanted for long, he knew he was going to.
And he had to rush it. You see those little like kind of jump passes where he floats it up to Cooks because he has to rush it because protection was horrible.
Like, that's why I gave him the same amount. Out of what he was given, I don't think he would have been that bad. He made 3 rookie mistakes for a 3rd-round rookie with his injury experience. I'm surprised he didn't make more.
Yeah, I guess I just... You guys can't hear right. Okay, I'm upping him a little bit.
Is this better, guys?
Oh, no. Put it back. I raised you. That one's just, like, crazy. Yeah, I hear you. I also wouldn't put the blame mainly on him. I think the defense, the offensive line is definitely more to blame. My reasoning for why I give him a 5 out of 10 is because... I think especially coming off of the game he had versus the Patriots, that was a game that you really wanted him to build off of. And really wanted to at least see the same level of play, if not better. And he was playing a far worse defense. The 30th ranked pass defense in the NFL. With so many injuries in their secondary. And he also got Nico Collins back, so his wide receivers are healthier. And I guess I just wanted to see that same level of play that he had versus the Pats to make me really believe that that game wasn't just a fluke. And he had some good moments today. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to take any credit away from him. But I just think overall it was like a barely passing grade to me. Because those mistakes that he made were mistakes that he's made before. And hasn't seemed to learn from them in terms of the interceptions. And so that's my thoughts on it, man. But I do hear you. I think 7. I'm not going to say it's a horrible grade or anything.
I think against the Patriots, I think that was a good showing for everyone saying, oh, next Andrew Luck. Like, his ceiling is right there. It's not going to be consistent looking like that. But you can see, all right, he looks like the average Andrew Luck at his best. And then at his worst, he looks like he never should have been drafted.
Yeah. And so...
This was almost exactly middle ground between the two.
And so what?
He looked like a backup.
And that's the thing. What end of the spectrum is he going to land on? Who knows, man? Who knows? Do you think... What I want to say is, do you think in the Patriots game, do you think he did enough to win that game?
I think Mills did enough to win that game. I don't think the running game was there to support him through that. And I'm saying this off of who he is and his experience, not off of... Damn, I'm still too low?
I turned you up a little bit more.
I mean, I'm saying this also out of his experience level. I don't know how much more a rookie like him could have done.
Yeah, that's fair. I think he was great amazing for the first half, solid in the third, good in the third quarter, and in the fourth quarter it just kind of fell apart when it was a close game and they were coming back. And I'm not saying he lost us the game, but I also don't. I think if we're talking about he looked like average Andrew Luck that game, I think average Andrew Luck would have found a way to win that game, that close game, in my opinion.
Yeah. Average Andrew Luck, who wasn't a rookie, would have.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, they're saying that you're sounding good on the audio. We're talking about the defense when I called you in. What are your thoughts on the defense? I mean, Grenard balled out. What'd you see, my guy?
After the game, I was watching some film this weekend, and I was watching some of the prospects Saturday, but I can see an argument for Aiden Hutchinson, Kayvon Thibodeau, or Kyle Hamilton after
Yup.
this game.
That
And
defense.
And we're looking at a top 3 pick.
Yup.
Who's going to fall to us?
Whoever falls, probably Hamilton.
I mean, if he falls, I'm perfectly fine with that if we keep Justin Reed. I put in the Discord, Hamilton is who we wanted Lonnie to end up being this season.
Okay,
Problem is with Hamilton, we wanted Lonnie where he was going to end up this season was still going to be the second round pick looking, We're talking about a top 3 pick with Hamilton. So I don't know if that's going to be overvaluing Hamilton.
Yeah, that's mid.
I think some of those blown coverages by Lonnie, Hamilton doesn't blow.
No.
So I'm kind of in the midst of that.
Yeah, I think I hear you on that. I think in terms of their respective talent levels, I think Hamilton is far, far better. And I think I don't think you're opposing what I just said, but I think like Hamilton has the potential to be a top 3 safety in the league. I don't think Lonnie ever had that potential, And so in my overall theme of this point is agreeing with you in the fact that value, right? Hamilton can be an absolute freak. Best safety in the class, best safety in the past few years. Some people say he's the best player in the entire nation. That can all be true, but at the end of the day, he plays safety. And who's the best safety in the NFL right now? Is it Minka Fitzpatrick maybe? Justin Simmons maybe? I mean, that's great, but I don't think that is as valuable as like a star pass rusher. And that's what Kayvon Thibodeau and that's what Aiden Hutchinson can give you. So
Yeah, and watching Aiden Hutchinson, I think pairing him with Grenard would actually be great. I think Kayvon, there's no doubt he should be number 1 in my mind. There's no doubt, unless he breaks his leg. He's going to have a giant injury for him not to be number 1.
This man had 11 pressures in 22 pass rushing reps. 50% pressure rate. That's unheard of. Absolutely unheard of. He demolished Cal. Was just constantly in the backfield. And to get that type of game record, you add that with Grenard and him seemingly breaking out, you ain't going to be giving up 31 points very often.
Y'all's going to force everybody run into the middle at that point.
Right into big boy Roy Lopez.
And that's one thing the Colts did really well today. They didn't run towards Roy.
Yeah. They ran to the
ran
edges.
away from him. Other teams started running towards Roy and oh, he's a rookie. Colts looked at film.
They know the weak points. It's on the edges. It's with the linebackers. It's forcing your cornerbacks to tackle, and we couldn't do that, man. That's one thing I've been noticing with our run defenses. Not even just the D line, but everyone else on the team. Run defense is a collective effort, and the DBs are not getting involved. Linebackers are playing soft, and so it's hurting us, man.
And I think it's really bad when Justin Reed has to play strong safety because that's not his role at all. That's not who he is as a player. And I think we get much better play out of him if he was free safety. But in order for him to be free safety, we have to have a solid, strong safety.
I've been trying to say that since his rookie year. He looked best as a free safety when he was playing with Honey Badger, K-Jax. And then second year he played a little bit, moved along to strong safety as well, and wasn't as good of play. And so that hurt him. The injury hurt him. And now this year, first few games, he plays free safety, looks amazing. Forced 3 turnovers in the first 3 games, something like that, right? And then Eric Murray's out the rotation. That means Lonnie Johnson's in. And for some reason, we're only playing Lonnie Johnson at free safety. For whatever the reason. Who knows if it's because of Lonnie, because it's the coaching staff. I don't know.
All the above.
Or all the above. I don't know. I don't have an in NRG,
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think Lonnie's definitely done. If not by the trade deadline, definitely by the end of the season, he's done in a Texans uniform.
So, unless he somehow makes a giant leap and decides,
Yeah.
oh, I can play physical. Because if he can play physical, he can play strong safety.
He just don't want to hit nobody.
I think it's horrible that Justin Reed is the guy who has to go down and hit people.
He-
He's a true speed in the backfield.
Yeah, he can do it. That's the thing is Jay Reed like, okay, I think both Ryan and I are saying like he's better at free safety, but we're also not trying to say he's bad at strong safety. Like he's like
No.
an 8 at free safety and then like a 6 at strong safety. You know what I mean?
I
Like
think he's an average strong safety in the league, which
Yeah.
is probably, well, for a guy on a rookie contract, moving positions, that's saying something.
yeah. He's,
Free safety, he needs the strong safety for him to really play. Otherwise, he's having to cover more ground as a free safety to make up.
and we know Lonnie was struggling this game with zone coverage, being deep, trying to stop the deep ball. The Colts drew up some good concepts to, put us in a conflict of assignment, but he was also just hesitating so much, man. He doesn't trust himself. He doesn't trust his instincts. He's got to just see something and just go. No more false steps. No more hesitating. Just go, man. And he's not doing that. And whether that's the position change, whether that's them yanking him in and out of the lineup, whether that's just him never potentially being a good safety, I don't know. You got a lot of question marks there. A lot of potential routes for failure, But it's not good. That's all I can say. Man. Lindsay actually ran the ball today. I'm shocked. Well, yeah, finally,
Honestly,
man.
I wish there was a cornerback who we could take top 3 and it not be an argument. As of right now, I don't think there's a cornerback that you can take top 3 without an argument.
No, it's not worth it. It wouldn't be worth it. I think Ahmad Gardner or Booth are the cornerback ones this year. Stingley falling off.
Yeah, and it's that injury and him not playing higher competition. If you look at his competition, he's doing what you would expect him to do against the competition he's faced so far.
Booth, this is, sorry?
Stingley.
Oh, Stingley, yeah, okay.
But Kyer Lamb, too, man.
He got injured as well, didn't he? I thought he got injured as well.
Not as bad as Stingley.
Okay.
Open the second.
He's okay. I think he's more of a second, third guy. But I think Stingley's still a first round talent in my eyes. He just has that pure athleticism that you can't teach. But yeah. I think even going back to 2018 and 2019, 2019 and 2020, when he played better competition, it was bad. Van Jefferson put him in a spin cycle. Who else was it? Someone out of Auburn. I don't remember now. But when he played like draftable talents, he was getting moved. He was giving up separation. And so I don't know. I was a bit lower on Stingley than most. But I really like Andrew Booth. Really like Sauce Gardner as cornerbacks. I think Gardner would be amazing with our second first.
Stingley might be the size to where he can transition to safety and not have to worry so much about.
Oh God, I don't want to do that. I'm triggered by Lonnie already.
I'm saying that mainly out of he's actually the athleticism that wants to hit too, but
he's not a good tackler.
I don't know.
I hear you just trying to, yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, as long as you don't start him out at cornerback, if you think he's going to be a liability, it's better than moving him halfway through a season.
I hear you. Nathan's asking, so where do the Texans go from here? Sitting at 1-5. Let's look at the rest of their schedule. How many more?
That's what we do.
Might have to be. All right, we play. Oh my God.
Next year too.
We play the Cardinals and the Rams the next 2 weeks, so 2 L's. Sitting at 1-7. Oh, we got a dono. Let's go.
Hey.
How do I go back? Austin, my guy. Sup, y'all? You see Miami struggling. Maybe a call for Deshaun in the future. Plus, until draft day is over, I will always say Kayvon Thibodeau. Let's go. I think Thibodeau's the best player in the nation. Especially
for his age.
Yeah, man, he's a freak, and he's got the intangibles too. He's so smart. He's so smart. But yeah, if you see Miami struggling, maybe call for Deshaun in the future. They're the number one team. They've been the number one team since day one. Nothing has changed. Literally nothing has changed. We still don't know if Deshaun was willing to waive his no trade clause for any other team, and so until we learn that, it's the Dolphins or bust.
It's Dolphins or bust, and if you're the Dolphins, what kind of offer are you giving for someone that's facing 22 allegations, even though they're all civil?
They have the Niners first. They don't even have their own. Their own would have been a good top 10 pick to give.
Two are not civil, but if you're looking at the Dolphins, what kind of picks do you want? Do you want to give up for a guy who might be in jail, for a guy who might be suspended? Do you want to give up all that?
It's tough, man. They're in a tough situation. They gotta wait it out. As an organization, you can't bring in someone like that who the allegations haven't been figured out. You just can't. It's a death sentence.
Losing to the Jags might push it, to be quite honest.
Their fans don't even like Watson.
Doesn't matter. All that matters is what the owner likes.
You right.
We've learned that if fans had their way, look at where the Texans would be.
Yeah.
Trade options never would have been traded.
I just think this is a bit different because it's already like this is a lot of messy stuff out in the public, and it's stuff that is like no human should be doing to another human type of stuff. You know, it's different than like us liking one player over another player. So, but I hear where you're coming from. I know fans don't have any say in this, but
and honestly, I'm kind of glad most fans don't have a say, because we'd be all over the place. We probably would have gotten rid of Jonathan Grenard by now. You know, after last season.
Yeah, that's the thing with rookies, man. You gotta be patient with them, and you gotta let them play. Who knows how good Grenard could have been if he actually played in his rookie season.
Or if he played his natural spot his rookie season, not filled in an outside linebacker and pass coverage every now and then.
Ah, man. That's honestly like...
Of which Aiden Hutchinson can do somehow.
He can do both, yeah. He's a freak.
He is the size of 5 tech, while being able to go out and pass coverage in the flat and rush to the passer at the same time.
He's a freak. Freak athlete.
The way I saw him cover screens, that was the discipline I needed to see to be sold on him.
He's so good, bro. He's so good. You got to watch the other Michigan edge as well. David Ojabe. I think he's number 55. He's nice as well. But, yeah, I love Hutchinson, man. I think he's the second best player in this class. I think he goes Thibodeau and then Hutchinson and then either Neal or Hamilton. But he's a freak. And Austin asked a question, what y'all think about Desmond Ridder? I would love to hear your thoughts on Desmond Ridder, Austin. Or, not Austin. Austin asked a question. Ryan.
Kid's got game.
Okay.
I think we'll also probably end up seeing him more towards the second round.
Yeah. He ain't a first guy to me.
Right now, of all the draft boards I've seen of him, he could be taken as high as 11. I doubt that.
There's no way.
Unless he somehow wins a national championship.
It's a bad quarterback class, but it ain't that bad, man. God
if he
damn.
wins a national championship, I can give that to at number 11. I can kind of see that.
I mean, if he plays well the entire year, but if it's just like he gets carried by his team, by Cincinnati, like if he actually is like consistently putting up like 250 plus, like 70% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, something like that, then okay.
Right now, he's averaging out to be around the 30, like average overall of 39. I think higher second round might be a great fit for him.
Yeah, I think he'll fit.
Because then you're not building a team around him. He's part of being plugged in, which means he can take off right away in the second round. He's not the QB you get the first round and say, okay, we're good to go. You draft someone else to make sure he's protected, and you're good to go in the second round.
Yeah. I am looking up his stats right now, and it's not letting me go game by game. There we are. Okay, what are these ads?
He also is a good dual threat. He's
yeah.
not a great dual threat. He's a good one.
Yeah, I like to compare him to Marcus Mariota. I've seen that thrown out there, and I like that comp. I think the legs are great, skinny, tall dude, solid arm. It's good enough,
Tall is he?
but it's the inaccuracy. I think he's like 6'4".
He's like
Yeah,
6'1".
he's 6'4".
Okay.
So I just
He's
think
the
of
tallest quarterback I've seen in this draft.
yeah, most other guys are 6'1". Malik Willis is 6'1", Spencer Rattler 6'1", Matt Corral 6'1", Sam Howell 6'1". So Ritter's on the taller side for these
Tyrod
guys.
Taylor 6'1".
There you go, man. But he's had some good games. Especially recently, he hasn't thrown a pick since week 3, so that's nice. Only 2 picks on the year to 13 touchdowns.
And now all quarterbacks in CFB have a pick. Matt Corral and Quentin Bohannon were the last 2 to fall this week.
Oh damn, interesting stats right there. Yeah. So this is my thoughts on Ritter. Good mobility, good enough arm, but in terms of making it to his other reads, he panics a little bit, and then it's the overall accuracy. Like, he has some bad misses and he has some bad games, and his overall completion percentage this year is 64%. And I think I remember seeing somewhere that
Pretty good for someone who's as inaccurate as him.
yeah, it's okay. I think I was reading somewhere last draft season where college quarterbacks who aren't above 65% in college, like they have like there's such a high bust rate. And so
And I think if you want to talk about inaccuracy, you have to talk about Josh Allen inaccuracy in college, where Josh Allen was constantly overthrowing. Desmond Ritter, he's kind of throwing the ball everywhere.
it's
not
everywhere.
necessarily- Like, he underthrows, then he overthrows.
It's
Whereas
not
Josh Allen was constant overthrow.
yeah, it's not like a consistent problem where you can pinpoint it and say, okay, this is what we got to do to work on it. His mechanics look pretty fine for the most part. There's just some quarterbacks that just aren't that accurate. So, it is
I
what
wonder
it
if he
is.
needs LASIK.
Get that Jameis Winston treatment? Maybe. Beige, how you doing, my guy? Yeah, guys, hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm probably going to end the stream here in a few seconds.
Also, I think we need to get rid of TK.
You done with his ass? He's missing the jelly. It's gone. It's just Tim
Well,
Kelly.
To me, he's kind of like Davis Mills. This is a comparison I have. You never know what you're going to get, and Davis Mills has shown a pretty damn good ceiling when you didn't expect it. And then he's also shown a pretty low damn floor. You know?
Yeah, I hear you. I think Tim Kelly, I think he's the type of guy that when he has talent, he can do something with it. But he's like a pass game specialist. Like, nothing I've seen out of him from the run game is too great. Like, he's trying a lot of different things, but it's not working. And it's the in-game play calling, just the situational runs that are just so obvious, and yet he still runs them, and the defense is just, they know what's coming. So that's I hate. In terms of the passing game, like, when he had Deshaun Watson, when he had Brandon Cooks, when he had Will Fuller last year, he schemed up a damn good vertical passing game. It was nice to watch. When he had Tyrod early in the season and teams were respecting our run game, he had some good play action concepts. He didn't use them enough, but he had some good stuff. He was using misdirection, using motion, setting up screens. We were actually blocking screens better, but it's all fallen off a cliff. And with Mills in at quarterback, he's become too conservative and hasn't shown the same offense as with Tyrod.
Do you think it's from a lack of trusting Mills or lack of run game or the O-line today?
I think it's the lack of trust in Mills, because I don't think he was any more conservative today than he was versus the Bills, you know, and when we had our offensive line. So I don't know, man. I think it's more of a lack of trust in Mills. Whether that I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I just think that's where he's coming from. Matt Corral, quarterback in the draft. I love Matt Corral, man. I love him a lot. Let me look at his stats real quick, because I didn't get to watch his most recent game.
First interception was this weekend, so.
First interception. Sheesh.
So I think he had a lead, and this was game number 6 for 5.
Yeah, they had a bye. Yeah. No, game 6 apparently.
This was game number 6 for them.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the stats right here, and it's
he almost had 300 yards a game passing for 5 games, 12 touchdowns, 0 interceptions going into this weekend.
Yeah, man.
That's pretty impressive.
And what I like to see a lot out of college quarterbacks is just the growth. Just are you getting better? You know, we didn't see that with Spencer Rattler. I don't think we've really seen that with Sam Howell. But with Matt Corral, we are really seeing that. He had 29 touchdowns, 14 interceptions last year. 14.
6 of those all in
Holy.
one game.
Like, that's insane. 6 in one game, I think 5 in another. And this year he's only had 1. So a lot better work out of Matt Corral so far. And he's played some tough teams, some tough defenses in Alabama, in Arkansas, in South Carolina, Mississippi State. Even Indiana is no joke. And I think he's had a damn good year so far. This is 2020. I'm looking at the wrong season. I was like, yeah, I don't seem right. Alabama, Arkansas, Tennessee, some good defenses. And he's done pretty damn well, man. 14 touchdowns to 1 interception. And he also adds 8 rushing touchdowns. So we're talking about quarterbacks making plays with their legs, man. He does it too. He does it too. So I am a big Matt Corral fan.
7 games, 8 rushing touchdowns, better than most running backs.
6 games, yeah. God damn. 66% completion percentage. I think overall he's pretty accurate. I don't think he's like laser pinpoint accurate or anything, but it's good.
I mean, if you want to talk about laser pinpoint accurate, the only college quarterback I think that could qualify is probably Mac Jones.
Yeah. In terms of this year, I don't even know. Maybe it's Kenny Pickett. He might be the best. We gotta give him some love. Guy out of Pitt, super senior, 5th year. We talk a lot about Davis Mills making 11 college starts. Kenny Pickett has made 41. Holy, nearly quadrupled. That's insane.
And you can see what that does, though, to a player when you give him experience.
Yeah, and so I don't think he's
simulated VR experience. That same for guys.
if they have that.
I think that was a quote from like the summer. We spent a lot of time in the VR lab.
From Davis Mills?
Like yeah.
Oh, interesting. That's why he don't be seeing linebackers underneath. God damn. But yeah, Matt Corral, I really like him. Kenny Pickett, I would probably take in like late second round. I think he might go top of the second round though, to be honest. This team is mentally weak. Yeah, they started off the season bought in, but once you start piling up them losses and everyone's talking shit about you, it's kind of hard. And it kind of helps separate the strong from the weak. And it's going to help Nick Caserio make his decisions on which players he thinks can carry the team culture that he wants or not. That's what we're going to see.
Yeah.
Sauce Gardner is, man, I agree, Jason. I agree. I love him a lot. He's going to contend for quarterback 1 for me. He's a freak. He's Trevon Diggs.
Ooh, I want Sauce.
It's just the best name in the draft. Between Sauce Gardner and Kobe Bryant, there's a Kobe Bryant in this freaking draft.
Trust me, I have the 883 names on my draft board right now.
Yeah, bro. Like, that Cincinnati cornerback duo, I mean, come on. Just draft them both. That is insane. 5 running backs on the team can't run the ball with damn. Hey, look to the offensive line.
There's also a Chris Paul who's a guard, and last year there was a Michael Jordan who was a guard.
Oh, yeah. That was a dope name. He went to Ohio State, I believe, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the list of like guys on my draft board, and I don't know many of them, and I'm scared about that.
The quarterbacks you said, sorry?
No, just like all the guys on the draft board right now. Like, it's just a giant mix of guys.
Hey, it's early in the process, man. Are you starting to rank them? Or are you just like...
Oh, some of them are ranked, like, you know how I did last year, going through all the different big boards and averaging them out.
Yeah. That's dope. Okay, I like that. I'm gonna have to use that just to see where the world is at.
General, where guys fall. But
okay,
I like Lindstrom. I think that's another center you should look at.
I liked him last year a decent amount. I thought he needed to fix his pad level, but if he fixes his pad level, I think he'd be good.
Boston College has some guys that are going to come out this year.
They got a Zion, right? Zion Johnson, something like that.
Yeah, Zion Johnson, Lindstrom, and Zay Flowers.
Oh, I like Zay Flowers.
as a slot, he's a big slot.
He reminds me a little bit of Justin Jefferson. I like him. All right, we're gonna answer 2 more questions here, and then we gonna get out of the stream. First one from Emmanuel. He just says Charles Womenhu. Just says his name. And I feel your frustration in that, Emmanuel. I'm sure you're pissed off because this man's been inactive for what, 2 weeks now, and it's just been part of rotation. And I tried to keep a level head when he in preseason was probably our best player because his sacks were not high quality sacks. They were not high quality sacks, and that's translated to his first few games that he played. He wasn't that good. Now, with that being said, just because a young player is having a slow start to a season doesn't mean that you just bench him. Especially not for veterans who have been same level of play, if not worse. Right? We know what we have with Jordan Jenkins, with DeMarcus Walker. Like, they're solid, like, fill-in guys. Like, ideally, they're your backups. But they're not a building block for this team. They're not. And Charles, as young as he is...
I'm put Charles back on.
Yeah. I think, and this pains me to say, but the GOAT hasn't been great. He hasn't been. I'll call it a buck. Like, he had...
He should back up to Grenard.
Yeah, I think he's better in that designated pass rusher role, man. It is what it is. So, I don't know, man. I get your frustration. I think they should be playing the youth over the veterans 100,000 million%. But I don't know. Maybe they're trying to play these vets, see if they can get anything out of them by the trade deadline, and then they'll play the young guys. I think that's the wrong way to go about it, especially when they're only hurting their trade value right now. But
I think Charles Omenihu probably could draw a little bit of attention for trade deadline.
You would hope, man. You would hope.
404 type. That seems that his body type and the way he plays, that would probably be his best role.
Money Matt said, "Damn, I thought we were talking about the NBA draft." He heard Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen. He said, "It's the NBA draft." Daniel Salas calls him Scottie Pippen. I love that. Why not play Brevin Jordan, Scottie Phillips / Pippen? Get them some game reps. I don't know, man. They're pissing me off with that. Scottie Phillips has shown the most potential of any running back on this roster, and they just don't want to give him the ball.
Maybe they don't want him to get hurt under a bad O-line, too.
That's what I'm thinking is, like, it's maybe a blessing in disguise that we're not seeing him, we're not giving him a chance behind this shitty offensive line because no running back can run behind this shitty offensive line, and so it might just make Scottie Phillips look worse than he actually is. But at the same time, this is a man trying to make his money, trying to make his living, and trying to live out his dream. I mean, you got to give him a chance. You can't just hide him on the bench forever. Let him go to another team then.
When is the contract up? Gotta look that up.
Probably end of this year, man. But that's going to do it for me. Thank you.
Oh, wait, no. You gotta say Brevin Jordan, too. The Brevin Jordan stuff. 2022 is last year under contract.
Yeah. So,
We
Brevin...
have him next year, too.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
But
In
I
terms
don't think Brevin Jordan's been in because we want our tight ends to block, and that's not his strong suit at all.
Exactly. And it's frustrating because our tight ends aren't even blocking. Farrah Brown's false start on the very first play of the damn game. Jordan Aiken's never been able to block since a toddler. Auclair and Brown have been the best, but that's still like a 3 or a 4 out of 10 if I had to give him a number. So it's really frustrating.
I would use Brevin in the slot at this point.
Yeah,
Big slot. Take advantage of it.
Chris Moore did nothing today.
He was open
Man.
a few times.
Yeah, he was. Mills just didn't find him. But that's going to do it for me, y'all. Hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, I don't know. Enjoy the rest of the week. I really don't know, but I'm going to answer one more question from Beige. He says, what doesn't lie? Y'all know what don't lie. Y'all know the film don't lie.